Hello, it's Matthew Van Horn here from LGBTQentrepreneur.com, and I am excited to bring you this masterclass today on creating your very own VIP experiences for your clients. Now, today, what I'm going to be talking about is not only creating your VIP experience, but also how to talk about your VIP experience, how to price your VIP experience, and then also how you can add a few bonuses that'll make it just almost like an irresistible option for your potential clients. So just buckle up and get ready. We're going to have a lot of fun. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what a VIP experience is. So my definition of a VIP experience is 2 or more hours of time that somebody is agreeing to spend with me to do really intense personal development work or to learn a deeper level of what it is that they're coming to you as an expert for. So the first question I typically ask myself is, what is the next step for this client? What is the next step for this person? What do they want to achieve next? And that is the foundation for this VIP experience, to really make sure that I'm creating a strong foundation for them. Now, if I've been working with them for a long period of time, then what it might be is something called an acceleration VIP event, where we have already gained the foundation, but now we're helping them to zoom forward in a big way. But primarily, I try to use VIP experiences as a way to kick off the relationship, to really start it off on firm foundation. So a VIP experience is 2 hours or more of dedicated time with you. Now, it's a really good chance for you, like I said, to go deeper with your potential client than you could in just one session. Now, I know that you want to know how I outline my VIP experiences, and I'm definitely going to tell you that in just a moment. But I want you to also remember, before I go into any of this, is that you are an expert. You get to decide what the time looks like that you spend with your potential clients. If you want it to be an hour-long nap, followed by a half an hour of yoga, followed by a half an hour of coaching, then that is totally amazing. And I just make it really clear to your potential client what they're walking into. All right. So the first thing that I do when I structure my VIP days is I usually ask for a time commitment of about 4 hours. And depending on the time that you're dedicating to the person, you can actually increase the rate quite significantly because you're putting a lot of dedication, time, and energy into it. Now, I also treat mine like immersion experiences, which means there's no break for people to go outside of the space that we're in, which means I provide them with at least one meal. And I'll talk about that in a moment. So, VIP experiences. Start off for me with a sit-down cup of tea, where we have a cup of tea that I've brewed. Normally I do some sort of like Tulsi and rose or a turmeric or something that's really just grounding and can open up, the spirit. And then we have just a really candid conversation about what it is they're looking to get out of the experience, how their life has been, and this whole process can take anywhere between a half an hour to a full hour of time, going back and forth. During this time is also when I kind of lay out the ground rules for the space. If I'm having it here at my place, then I will let them know where the restroom is. I will let them know that they are able to get water at any point, and that ultimately I want them to take care of their bodies and themselves. And then from there, I can lay out the itinerary for the day. Now, this is an amazing thing. You personally can have an idea of what you'd like to do during your VIP day. The other option as well is to invite them to co-create the itinerary with you by having almost like a menu that they can select from. So when they sit down at this table and you've talked about a little bit about what their life is like, what they're hoping to get out of the day, you can simply say, well, there's a few avenues that we can go down, and I'd like to give you some options, and you can pick from those. Now, I like to incorporate a meditation or a visioning exercise or a grounding, sometimes all the above, to really help the person sink into the space. That too can take anywhere between a half an hour to 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how deep you want to take them and how skilled you are at doing visioning exercises and meditations. If you find that you're not that good at meditations or visioning exercises quite yet, you can also let them know that you're going to have them listen to an audio of one of your favorite meditations to drop into. And you could even do a sound and sight deprivation, meaning they have headphones on and a blindfold on to drop deeper into the meditation. Now, while this is happening, you can prepare the space and get other things done as long as you're quiet. And I typically put them into a meditation before I prepare food. And food is one of the bonuses that I actually offer. So I give them a bonus of one meal, and it's always a vegan, mostly raw meal that's really plated beautifully and pretty much all prepared and ready to go before they even arrive. But while they're in the meditation, I set the table, I make sure that it's all set up, I brew a little bit more tea of a different type, those kinds of things to really make the experience that much better. Now, after that, you can do a lot of the coaching, experiential work, and dive into your personal modality, whatever that is. If you use, breakthrough coaching, or if your coaching style is more sitting across the table, after the grounding, you can come back to the table and do some really in-depth work. And the beautiful thing about VIP work is that you actually can set it up kind of retreat style. So they can get comfortable in a way, kick off their shoes, sit on a couch or in a comfortable chair, and you give them the tools that they need, and then give them lots of space and time to write, to reflect, to really concentrate on what it is that you've just covered. And it's just magical things can happen when people are in an immersion space and they're able to write and ask questions and write and ask questions. And after that, I typically will go into some sort of closing ceremony where we vision for the future and we go towards an action plan and make sure that that's hammered out so that we're ready to go. And at the end of a VIP experience, I always offer them an invitation to continue the journey with me if they haven't already done that. Sometimes a VIP experience can be a really amazing bonus for a larger package, and so the other sessions are coming after that. And so from that last half an hour of the session, you can plan for that next upcoming session together. Really help vision for what it's going to be, what you're going to work on. And you can do a myriad of different things to make this even more higher quality and more valuable for your potential client, or at this point they are your client. And that's what bonuses are. Bonuses come in the way of food or snacks, but they also come in the form of worksheets or things that they can take away from the space that just add extra value, something that they can go home with and remember, a little booklet or an audio. Oftentimes when I use a lot of music in my experiences, and so just giving them the soundtrack for the experience that they've had in my space can be a really great bonus to add on to just heighten that sense of value. Now, when you talk about your VIP day with potential clients, you want to let them know that you only take a certain number of these every month, and that you don't invite everyone to do VIP experiences with you, but a select few people who you feel you would really enjoy spending that much time with. And that lets them know that they're special and lets them know that they truly are VIP. And a lot more people will say yes to this if you are letting them know that they're being chosen. And I will say, choose wisely. Spending 3, 4, 5 hours or even 2 hours with one individual can be very exhausting, and it can also be very overwhelming at times. So make sure that if you are going to invite somebody to a VIP experience, you are prepared to spend a long period of time with them. And you might not fill every moment. There might be moments where you're not sure what to do next, And in that case, you can always have them journal. Give them, I would always recommend a list of topics that you could pull out and say, so next we're going to have you just journal a little bit on this topic. And whatever comes out of that journaling, they can read it back to you, and then you can pick something from that to go forward with, right? Because we're, as coaches and healers, we are always looking to go with the flow of where things are going. So now, pricing your VIP experience is the last thing that I'd like to talk about. And while your hourly rate is, whatever it is, 100, 200, 300 an hour, I want you to know that when somebody decides that they want to sign up for a VIP experience, you can do one of two things. You can make it so that your hourly wage becomes smaller because they're getting more, because they're signing up for more time all at once, right? And we always want to reward people who are taking a longer journey with us in a monetary way. However, because it's a VIP experience, you can also make it worth more money. And this is something that I've done in the past as well, where I've really cultivated that. I've really pointed out the specialness and the uniqueness of having this experience as being something super special. And because it's special, it does cost more. One-on-one time with me for 4 hours comes with a decent price tag. And I want to make sure that at the end of the day, when I'm exhausted, I feel really good about that. So this is my introduction to VIP experiences. If you have questions or you need help with deciding what your VIP experience can look like, please feel free to email me at lgbtqentrepreneur@gmail.com. My name is Matthew Van Horn, and I would be more than happy to hop on the phone with you and to figure out what exactly your VIP experience should look like and how much you should charge. All right, have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.